Bill Maher began complaining about a year ago that he and other comedians were no longer allowed or invited to colleges because he was considered offensive to many of the students, and he's been blaming it all on the PC culture as a destruction of freedom of speech and ideas. I'm not quite sure yet just how alarmed I should be at this point, mostly because the only people complaining about it tend to be the epitome of privilege like Bill Maher, Larry the Cable Guy, and a few others who discuss it, and of course online communities, mostly from people in the MRM. Bill's humor has been stagnant and unfunny for years, and he became famous by jumping on the edgy, anti-PC comedy of the 90s like George Carlin, and hasn't made a new joke since. Carlin grew up, Bill didn't. The only thing I tended to like about his show was the guests in his final monologues, which I'm fairly certain was at least partially written by someone else, as his opener jokes were always bad and fell back on cheap stereotypes. Over the years, my comedy preferences have changed, and now that I know what I know about rape, prison sex, poverty, police shootings, gay discrimination, social double standards, and inherent biases, it's much harder to enjoy some comedy, such as The Bloodhound Gang, some humor by even Bo Burnham, and even Idiocracy, which is funny, but it helps propagate the idea of eugenics. Things we could blissfully laugh at when we were oblivious to injustice was actually a straw man of the reality and an oversimplified narrative with rather dangerous mindsets. Humor that helps perpetrate a myth and mindset ceases to register as funny in your mind, like if we heard Nazis making jokes about Jews. It ceases to be funny when knowledge makes you aware of new realities. Satire can only work with deconstructing a bad argument. There may be something to issues of free speech on college campuses, as a survey showed that 40% of people under 25 believe that it should be illegal to use discriminatory language. The term safe space on the internet in some colleges has also been abused. A safe space refers to a temporary respite to be able to act freely and be yourself around like-minded people. Gay bars and atheist meetups are examples of safe spaces. It allows you time to relax and recharge from the grind of outside opposition. Sadly, thanks to internet bubbles, many never leave their safe spaces and hear other viewpoints, and the echo chamber gets weird. Everyone more and more are subject to this, creating a more and more partisan nation from when geography limited you to a certain group of people. The funny thing is, Bill Maher's show actually helped raise awareness about privilege and women and minority rights, yet he cries repression when no one laughs at his outdated jokes and recycled racist and sexist humor. I think this is an issue that we should be aware of in the back of our minds, but I don't think it is nearly as worrisome as the proponents of this PC police crying privileged comedians are saying it is. We must spread education on why free speech is important, as the young generation seem to have missed that memo, as they were learning things we didn't, like the plight of minorities, women, and the oppressed, and we must also raise awareness about and try hard to break our own and others' bubbles politely. Bill Maher needs to quit comedy or actually write some new material. He raises some valid concerns, but is screaming the sky is falling because he hasn't been funny in years past. Much of that is caused by the good things he has actually done. A video below discusses how political correctness actually keeps comedy fresh, as new offensive things to the majority ceases to be funny and a comedian has to create new material. Political correctness does not ban you from laughing at or making fun of certain things. It just means you have to find other, fresher ways for it to be funny. You can talk about any subject, you just gotta discuss it in a different manner. I doubt Bill Maher will give up his crusade or learn to be funny again, but as the culture matures, newer comedians will most certainly step up to take his place with better, fresher, and more edgy for the time comedy. Hey there, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw from my channel, please subscribe and donate to my Patreon. If you have evidence to counter what I say, please provide it. If you would like to see what I was doing with this channel 6 years ago, please click the links on the screen. Thank you so much.